Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of The Furniture with me, Daniel. It's Season 3, Episode 7, and today we play our final one or two games of the season, which will be absolutely decisive. But we've started on Alex Bass's profile. That's for a couple of reasons. One, to avoid spoilers because some of the most remarkable things have been happening. And secondly, because he deserves a mention. I mean, look at his development. The way he's come on just shows that we were right to let Jamie Jones go and bring him in instead. For half the wage on a 3-year contract, he has been absolutely sensational. He's been a really good performer for us. He's good off the pitch. And his attributes just continue to improve, and with another star of potential ability, there's every chance he could be a goalkeeper in League One or maybe even the Championship eventually, and I'm just surprised that Portsmouth let him go for 20,000. But let's turn our attention back to matters on the pitch. It's been a very strange couple of months since you were last with me. I can't do anything but show you the table. We're in 6th place and we're somehow almost guaranteed a playoff place, despite relatively inconsistent form and one of the worst goal differences in the top 7. I'm absolutely desperate not to get in the playoffs this season. It will increase expectations to a stage that we won't be able to cope with them and just puts us at a greater risk of losing our job next season. If by any miracle we do go up, we're going to be absolutely hammered in League One because we don't have the infrastructure nor the finances to cope with it. I have no idea how we're up there. Our squad is at the weakest it's been this season, but I guess like Bass, a few of the younger players have been developing well off the pitch, and maybe that's just helped us against the struggling sides. What I didn't realise in the last episode, when I said we may fall away, is that all of our last 5 games of the season were against teams in the bottom 8. If we take you to the schedule in full, obviously you were with me for an unbelievable win away to Plymouth. A proper smash and grab away from home against our rivals, though they completely crumbled on their big day. We then played at home to Wimbledon and Barley Mumba was at it again. Another assist for him in that one, but he wasn't the main man as they completely dominated. And despite a red card in stoppage time, they won comfortably 3-1. Aaron Davis with a goal from a corner, another player who deserves a special mention. He is improving mentally a lot, and hopefully as that happens and continues to work over the summer, he'll improve technically next year. In the following game we played away from home against Maidstone. We had absolutely no sniff in the game until that red card, but we did manage to get an equaliser after that slice of luck. We then played at home to Crewe, our FIFA 19 side, who we already featured a game from earlier in the season. You can see the contrast. We lost 2-0 away from home in that one on camera, but this time we won 3-0. Nelson, Kennedy and Walker with a goal each, and we were fantastic in this game. I mean, we completely dominated, something we haven't done many times this season, even when we've won comfortably. We then went away to Rochdale. I think they're 4th place, just a couple above us. We were terrible in this game by contrast, and how we got a point I'll never know. I think it was probably just a combination of Bass and Davis at the back, who were both excellent. We then played at home to Salford in a narrow win, 2-1 that was. A late brace from Kennedy after a red card again getting us the win, and you can start to see we're getting a little bit of luck here. We were 1-0 down, we were getting absolutely outplayed by the side who are rock bottom of the league and who will be going back down to the National League. Adam Rooney, who's still there, had put them ahead, but luckily the experienced Nathan Pong got sent off on the hour mark and Macau Kennedy came to the rescue. Without that, just like the Maidstone game, we would have come away empty-handed. So there's 4 points we've already gained undeservedly through luck and red cards, and if it wasn't for that we'd be level on points with 8th place. Moving into April, we played Northampton away from home, another side right up there in the top 7. We won 3-2 remarkably. We went 2-0 up in this one, but were pegged back before half time. But Andrew Nelson again chipped in with a late goal, a brace for him, and a fantastic result for us that pretty much cemented our place in the top 7. We then knew going into the final 5 games, all against sides right down near the bottom of the league, that we just had to win our home ones and nick a couple of points away. We won at home to Crawley 3-1, really comfortable in this one. They did equalise our early Josh Laurent goal, but luckily Kennedy got 2 more before the break, and we produced a professional performance in the second half to hold on to it. We then went away to Leyton Orient, a really poor performance as we've thrown in so many times away from home. But this time we weren't lucky enough to get a point like we did in the 2 games in March. Westbrook with a late consolation, but we were already 3-0 down after Josh Laurent came off with an early injury. We then played away to Oldham in the last game, a comfortable 2-0 win, early goals from Nelson and Kennedy, and a thoroughly professional job well done. So you can see despite our relatively good form, it has just been because we're playing the sides near the bottom of the league, because we have been really inconsistent in terms of performances. They're basically the same group of sides that we played in November and December when we got that 10 or 11 game unbeaten run. So that's probably why we've had success, and it shows that we're better than those sides, but probably not as good as the ones at the top. We've just been lucky that one or two of those have been inconsistent. So we go into a game today against 23rd place Morecambe at home. I don't know if they can still survive. They can. The bottom three are all level on points. So they are going to be fighting for their lives. And if we're not at it today, we could be losing this one heavily. The final game's away to Notts County. They're on 50 points and just about safe. So hopefully they'll have nothing to play for and we'll be able to get the result in that one if need be. One piece of transfer news we didn't mention is an outgoing one. It's Billy O'Brien, our backup keeper. He's been a real good servant for the club, but he wanted some first team football and we couldn't begrudge him the move. But then he decided to go to Huddersfield, where he's certainly going to be third choice at best. But I suppose being in the Championship and earning 3 or 4 times the amount is well worth the move. Obviously we bought in Stuart Moore for 2,000 in January, so yet again we've made a profit. It's a shrewd move and we're not going to be weakening our team overall. But let's get into the game. We're playing Morecambe at home, a game in normal circumstances we'd expect to win, and as you can see we're heavy favourites, but they are scrapping for their lives and you never know what team they're going to be able to turn out today. They've got 4 players doubtful and Rendell injured, but we've got a couple of injuries ourselves, both to central midfielders, in Brad Walker and Josh Laurent, our normal box-to-box players. But if we look at the lineup for today, we're pretty much at full strength, and aside from that central midfield position, the other 9 are set in stone. We've got Bass in goal, Pike and Hume at the fullbacks with Davis and Byrne at centre-half, Walker and Freeman on the wings with Phillips and Westbrook in central midfield, and Nelson and Kennedy continue their brilliant partnership up front, as they continue to surprise me at this level, particularly Mikhail Kennedy. An assortment of rubbish on the bench. We haven't got much depth, but thankfully aside from central midfield we haven't needed it. Let's get into it and fingers crossed we can finish off the job in one game. 2 teams playing a 4-4-2, which gives us a better chance already. Obviously, we played Morecambe on camera earlier in the season as well. They were the team that turned it all around for us when we were right near the bottom and struggling. We got a good away win there, and that's where we started our 10 or 11 game unbeaten run. It's a long ball down the pitch by Morecambe from the kick-off, but it's headed away easily by Byrne. And now Westbrook can bring it forward, but the highlight ends straight away. We've got a corner with just a couple of minutes gone. Phillips into Davis. It's headed off the line and Kennedy couldn't get to the rebound and now Tom Walker gets it wide again. Phillips to Freeman and it flex behind for a corner, but the early signs are good for us as we look to have come out of the blocks very quickly. Phillips with an out-swinging corner again to the back post. Davis loses out as it's just over hit and Walker's got the ball 25 yards out to Davis. Davis cutting in from the left wing, a position he doesn't often find himself in. Tom Walker gives it away and the ball's cleared, but luckily the highlight ends before the counter-attack. It's Leach Smith coming forward on the right-hand side for Morecambe, but he gives it away to Tom Walker. Hume plays it lovely in the middle to Westbrook, over the top for Nelson. He's in one-on-one, goes for the shot, but he's under a bit of pressure, and it's just over the bar, and Morecambe still survive. But we've had all the shots in this game, 6 shots, 4 on target. Morecambe haven't had a sniff yet, and we've had 60% possession too. So a game that we're very much dominating. Due to our dominance, we have moved up to a positive mentality now. That's got to be a red card for Toot. The man that we said dominated the first game, we almost tried to sign him afterwards. We went for a scout report because we were so impressed with him. But they've gone to a 4-3-2 now. And Phillips with a free kick. And the keeper palms it in. It'll go down as a Phillips goal. But my word, it wasn't. We're going to go back to a balanced mentality now because they've got 3 in the middle and we don't want to risk getting outnumbered in the centre of the pitch. But 5 minutes to half time, we're 1-0 up and we've got another attack now with Freeman. Switches out to the left to Tom Walker, goes for a shot, a bit selfish really, was never going to score from there and it's wide for a goal kick. It's half time, a really good performance. Morecambe haven't had a shot at goal. And in addition to that, they've gone down to 10 men just before the break. A really good performance, and hopefully we can keep it going in the second half. I think I'm going to side with our assistant manager here. Tell them to prove a point, keep them motivated. We don't want them slacking off at all. And our wing play formation should work beautifully against this 4-3-2 that Morecambe are playing. Freeman with the ball into the box, but it's poor. And the keeper manages to gather it this time after making a meal of that free kick in the first half. We've got another one with Phillips now 30 yards out. Shoots again, but this time the keeper holds. It was a bit closer to him in truth this time, and a little bit higher, a more comfortable height. Byrne heads the long goal kick away and Phillips gets it left to Walker. A brilliant performance. It's gone back to 50% possession, but that's just because they've got 3 in midfield now, although they have changed it up a little bit in terms of shape. Walker gets it back to Hume. Hume with a delivery in towards Nelson, heads it down for the bottom corner, but it's just too wide, and unfortunately it's out for a goal kick. We've got a long throw with Hume on the left-hand side. Burns up and tries to flick it on, but it's headed away. Walker loses out on the edge, but it's out to Westbrook on the right-hand side. He goes back with a switch of play to Davis. Davis to Walker, and he's got the overlap if he can find him. Goes back to Hume instead. Hume delivers, but it's headed away easily, and Stevenson clears it. Burn with a huge hoof over the top, which is headed away by the Morecambe defence, and now Gardner-Hickman gets it over, and Mooney's in one-on-one. Oh, we've fallen asleep, and their first shot of the game on the counter-attack after 58 minutes, and we've managed to concede. Davis gathers the ball on the left-hand side. Tries to cross it. Phillips knocks it down. Nelson shoots and it's tipped behind. We're going to go positive again and we're going to demand more because this start to the second half's been really sloppy. Phillips with an out-swinging corner again, which Davis wins the header. Good save, but Freeman puts the rebound in. And there you go. We're back ahead. Just a couple of minutes they were level. And thankfully we're 2-1 up now. We need to make sure we're far more professional this time. And we'll make some changes in a minute to accommodate that. Westbrook's got the ball to Freeman. Freeman gets the ball to Pike, who goes over the top. He's headed away and flicked on again, but Phillips gets it to Freeman as we continue to put pressure on them. Freeman delivers in towards Kennedy, heads it in the top corner, but he's offside. It was a really good finish as well, but unfortunately it means nothing. 20 minutes to go, we're going to make some changes. Kennedy's had a really poor game despite that finish for the offside header. Hardy will come on for him in the advanced forward role. Walker's not been great on the left either, so we're going to bring Kawamya on with his added pace down the left. If he's not going to be marked, that'll work brilliantly. And Hume, the left back's had a poor game, so we'll bring on Ben Williams, a slightly more defensive option for him. A free kick with Phillips again into the back post. Hardy loses out, but it's knocked away only as far as Nelson. Phillips on the right hand side of the area to Kawamya. His shot's blocked back out to Phillips again. Freeman on the right wing back to Phillips on Westbrook. Shoots from the edge, but it's blocked again. They're throwing their bodies on the line. You've got to be fair to them. Burns still out on the left wing to Kawamya. Cuts inside to the area and his shot's blocked too. And is cleared away to Leach Smith, who goes backwards to his right back. Westbrook's got it again in possession now out to Freeman on the right. Another attack just straight after the last one. We're keeping the pressure on. In towards Westbrook, who heads over the bar. It was a really good opportunity, but he's wasted it. And unfortunately, it's still just a narrow 1-goal lead, despite our complete dominance in this game. You can see Phillips' ratings are 9. He's been brilliant. And with 10 minutes to go, we hope we can keep this performance up. Westbrook's got the ball in the middle here out to Phillips. Phillips switches it to Freeman as we come forward again. Pike on the right hand side to Freeman. They're exchanging passes a couple of times there. Back inside to Westbrook and Pike. We're keeping the ball brilliantly. Can Freeman deliver? He does for Kawamya. A very strange technique with the finish, but it's tipped over the bar by the keeper. A really good save from him. And this time Phillips has an in-swinging corner. Davis is there at the back post. Knocks it down for Westbrook, but it's cleared. His shot's blocked. And again they've thrown their bodies on the line. Phillips on the left trying to cut inside. He finds Westbrook. Westbrook goes back to Phillips and Kawamya. Lovely football again as Hardy shoots, but it's just over the bar and it's still just a 1-goal lead despite our 27 shots and 13 on target. Just 30 seconds of stoppage time left, but it's Morecambe coming forward with the last chance of the match. Phillips intercepts and Kawamya clears. Nelson tries to flick on, but he loses out. Mooney gets it to Wildick. Oswell's in here. I'm a little bit concerned. He's got it on the right side of the box, back to Johnson. Gardner-Hickman shoots. It deflects away off Pike, and Kenyon's there again for them. Stevenson in the left-back area for Kenyon. Wildick's got the ball 30 yards out to Gardner-Hickman. We need to hold on now. Just a couple of seconds left. The whistle goes, and we get the win we deserve. We really should have got 3 or 4 more goals. A fantastic dominant display, but a little bit concerning that we let in one silly goal over the top. We're going to praise the lads because they did the job. I don't know why our assistant manager's telling us not to. A professional job well done, and we've secured our place in the playoffs remarkably after 2 successive promotions. We were in the relegation zone after 15 or so games. I have no idea how this has happened. And I've just looked even more surprisingly. Going into the last game, we've got a chance at second place. I know the goal difference is firmly against us, but we could still get automatic promotion here. And now that would be a turn up for the books. Considering the struggles we had in our other save, the head coach, I have no idea how this one's gone so swimmingly. And I don't know how these players keep doing it. They keep delivering and they keep repaying my faith. And I can't praise them enough. But at minimum, it's a place in the playoffs, and I think we're going to come back for the last game of the season as a standalone episode. Now we've got a chance at promotion, so we can give it the premium billing it deserves. Let's go and see what was said about this one. A vintage display from Torquay United. It really was. We were absolutely brilliant in that match. A complete contrast to some of the performances we've produced away from home. Swindon won the league, as you would expect. There's their pivotal match, winning 7-2 against Newport. They've got a 6-1 and a 4-1 in that news item as well. And even though they were arrogant against us on Boxing Day, as we beat them 3-2, they've been by far the best side in the league without a shadow of a doubt. Good to see Keshi Anderson player of the season. He made something of himself despite coming from the same crappy school in Luton that I did, so fair play to him for that, and he'll be playing in League 1 in-game next season. Torquay secure their playoff place. We can still finish third as we mentioned, so that will definitely be the next episode. And Adam Phillips, his first sensational performance for the club, and he's going to be keeping his place in midfield for the next game for sure. He's happy with the praise. We don't need to show you the schedule. You know exactly when we're coming back. If we show you the league table to finish up on, there's one game left this season. We're playing against Notts County, who are comfortable in 19th place, so hopefully they'll be on the beach already, and we've got a chance of nicking third place. AFC Wimbledon are away to Cheltenham, who have still got an outside chance of the playoffs, so they'll be fighting hard. And Newport County, who are in 4th at the moment, they play at home to 22nd place Salford, who need a win to secure survival. So what a final day to League 2 it promises to be. There's still 5 teams fighting for automatic promotion, 4 going for a playoff place and 4 that could be relegated. An unbelievable final day we've got in store, and we'll be back for that in the next episode. But if you did enjoy this one, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think's going to happen. Do you think we've got a chance of sneaking third, or will it be a playoff place? Try and explain it to me if you've got any better idea. How on earth are we up here at this point in the season? We had a terrible start. We were down near the relegation zone. It's a bit like Plymouth in real life last year, where they were bottom at Christmas and finished 7th or 8th. But this time in League 2, we've managed to get into the playoff places. An unbelievable achievement. And it could get so much better in the next episode. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from my 2 long-term stories, this one with Torquay United, as well as our other series, The Head Coach, where we work under a director of football with no say in transfers or contracts. If you think this one's going a bit too well for your liking, then go and check that one out, because we had a turbulent first couple of seasons there. But a massive thanks for joining me and watching the episode as always, and we'll see you next time for a crucial final day decider.